Nestled at the foot of a mountain range, veiled in mist and ancient tales, lay the village of Whispering Willows. The village was small, its inhabitants bound by generations of shared stories and toil. Among them lived a farmer named Lee, known for his wisdom and his tranquil heart. Lee lived a simple life, his days filled with the rhythm of the earth, his heart content with the whisper of the wind through the willow trees. He understood the language of nature, the ebb and flow of fortune. Lee's neighbors often sought his counsel. They valued his insight. They trusted his judgments. Lee listened with his heart. He spoke with the wisdom of the mountains. One morning, Lee awoke to find his horse missing from the stable. The villagers, upon hearing the news, gathered at Lee's doorstep. They clucked their tongues and shook their heads. "Oh, Lee," they lamented, "this is terrible luck. What will you do without a horse to help you plow your fields?" Lee listened patiently to their concerns. He accepted their sympathy, yet a serene smile played on his lips. "My friends," he said, "we cannot know if this is bad luck. It is simply what is. We must wait and see what unfolds." The villagers, puzzled by his calm demeanor, returned to their homes. They wondered at Lee's unusual reaction to his misfortune. A few weeks later, to everyone's surprise, the horse returned. It was not alone. A magnificent wild stallion, its coat gleaming like polished copper, followed close behind. The villagers, buzzing with excitement, rushed to Lee's farm. "Lee," they exclaimed, "what incredible luck! Your horse has brought you another, a fine stallion at that." Lee, though pleased, remained composed. He gently patted the stallion's flank. "My friends," he cautioned, "we cannot know if this is good luck. It is simply what is. We must wait and see what unfolds." The villagers, confused by Lee's measured response, exchanged puzzled glances. They couldn't understand why he wasn't more overjoyed. Lee's son, eager to tame the wild stallion, began training it. However, the stallion proved to be more than a match for the young man. One afternoon, it threw him from its back. The villagers, drawn to Lee's farm once more by the commotion, found his son lying injured on the ground. "Oh, Lee," they cried, "this is terrible luck. Your son is hurt, and now you will have no one to help you with the farm work." Lee, his heart heavy with concern for his son, still maintained his composure. He helped his son to his feet. He thanked the villagers for their support. "My friends," he said, "we cannot know if this is bad luck. It is simply what is. We must wait and see what unfolds." The villagers, exasperated by Lee's unwavering calmness in the face of adversity, grumbled among themselves as they dispersed. Shortly afterward, the Emperor's soldiers arrived at Whispering Willows. The Emperor was raising an army to fight in a distant war, and they were conscripting every able-bodied young man. The villagers watched with heavy hearts as the soldiers went from house to house, separating sons from their families. When they reached Lee's farm, they examined his son's injured leg. "He is unfit to serve," they declared before moving on. The villagers were astonished. Lee's son, spared from war because of his injury, what seemed like a tragedy, had become a blessing in disguise. They rushed to Lee's farm, eager to share their amazement. "Lee," they said, "how fortunate you are. Your son's injury has saved him from a soldier's fate. What seemed like bad luck has turned out to be good luck after all." Lee, relieved that his son was spared, nodded in understanding. "Indeed," he said, "we cannot know what life holds. We must accept what is and face the future with courage and wisdom." The following summer, a severe drought struck the land. The wells ran dry, the crops withered and died. The villagers, facing starvation, despaired. They had relied on the Emperor's granaries for aid during lean times, but with the ongoing war, the granaries were empty. Remembering Lee's calm demeanor during their own hardships, the villagers turned to him for guidance. Lee, always prepared, had anticipated the drought. He had stored grain from previous harvests. He had dug a well deep into the earth, finding a hidden spring. He shared his bounty with the villagers, saving them from starvation. The villagers, humbled by Lee's foresight and generosity, finally understood the wisdom of his words. "Lee, They said, "You were right. We cannot control the events of life, but we can control our reactions to them. You have taught us the importance of acceptance, of patience, and of preparedness." Lee smiled, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. He looked at the faces of his neighbors. He saw their newfound understanding. "Life is a journey, my friends," he said, "and fortune, like the wind, is always shifting. Embrace the present moment. Face the unknown with a calm heart."